Throughout our history, AWS has partnered with state governments in many ways to better serve people with disabilities. We've helped to move hundreds of people out of state institutions into communities. We've found jobs for people with disabilities through federal Ability One programs. With state governments, we administer system point of entry programs for families with infants and toddlers.
The reason we are open is to serve people with disabilities and help them function at their maximum potential. But we also have a different important customer, and that is usually state government. They're the paying customer.
I think one of the things that AWS offers state government is a comprehensive package of services. So we have experience in day services, employment services, in accessible housing, behavior management, and crisis management services.
The states now must make decisions quickly. They don't have the luxury of making poor decisions. So when they choose a provider to implement a project, they have to assure not only themselves, but other officials, all the way to the governor's office, we have spent this money well and we will get a result from it. And our willingness to basically embrace that style of work and say we will do that, we will contract for performance outcomes, and we will work in definite timelines has been extremely helpful to us. And always we talk about the money. We are very conscious of limited resources, and AWS makes every effort to expand the value in any of these contracts.
States need crisis management systems because across the whole country, more and more states are moving people out of institutions into communities. And the safety net of that institutional setting is gone, and folks are living in the community. And so those individuals are still going to experience behavioral crisis. So having an effective crisis management system which will go in and help the individual stabilize from that crisis episode is critically important to states in helping them meet their goal of moving folks with high behaviors into the community successfully.
Postmasters is a offshoot of our industrial workshop where we have developed a automated outbound mail processing company. It's basically a full-service mail operation. The way that Postmasters partners with the government is through the Javits-Wagner-O'Day law, which is enacted in the early 70s, and it allows an organization which is NISH, the National Institute of Severely Handicapped, to broker work through nonprofit agencies across the country, whether it be products or services. And because we are one of the only nonprofits in the country that has automated outbound mail, we have been selected on a number of projects, which the goal of this is to employ people with disabilities.
We work with kids as infant and toddlers. We work with adults getting them jobs in the community. We work with folks who maybe aren't quite ready for employment, but we're able to give them something meaningful to do during the day. We work with folks who are aggressive and physically act out where other providers may not. So our ability to offer that full range of services tells the state that I can go to AWS for anything.
SPO is the System Point of Entry. That's the acronym that we use to describe the regional points of contact where families can access early intervention services for children birth to 3. Each state has an early intervention program, and we provide therapy services and case management services to families who have a children with a disability or developmental delay.
Here in the state of Missouri, we have adopted the early intervention teaming model. This is a model of coaching for families and people who are involved in our program. The feedback has been fantastic from the state, actually. We are governed by the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, which is a state-run program, and they have been very impressed by all of the hard work that AWS leaders have done with our system point of entry here with First Steps.
There's so many needs in so many different areas of the country. And the fact that AWS can deliver it at a cost-effective manner means states are stretched, the federal government's stretched, tax dollars are going to pay for these services, and AWS can deliver that in a very cost-effective manner, but yet still living up to its mission. And I think everyone wins.